Hi guys, Sensei Jamie here to talk about a little bit about movement. Like I was telling you guys before, movement is to me the backbone of all the things that we do when it comes to fighting. So we went over where our hands are supposed to be, where our feet are supposed to be, when we're at a neutral stance, getting ready to fight. Now we're gonna just go on to how should we be moving before we even throw a punch, before we even try to go offense or defense. How should we be moving? We already know about our neutral stance, but we're also going to have a neutral bounce, okay? What I mean by a neutral bounce, so let's go back to our neutral stance. Our neutral stance is, you guys remember, my hand is either here in front of my heart or up by my chin. My front hand is out, nice and relaxed. This is my guide hand or my focus hand or my check hand, whatever you want to call it. There's many names for it, but I like to use, check hands, like right here. And then my feet are just shoulder width apart. Remember, we're not going too far because it's hard to move from there. We're not going too close because it's hard to move there. So should be the same distance, relaxed distance, shoulder width apart, almost around the same width as its AQ to just regular walk. So that's where we're going to start at. So we know our neutral stance is here. I'm ready for all techniques. I'm nice and relaxed, and I'm able to throw all my techniques from here. Remember, we talked about that before. I shouldn't have a stance for side kicks and a stance for roundhouse kicks. They all should be able to be thrown from my neutral stance, just like this. Nice and neutral, nice and relaxed. Like I tell everybody, your fighting stance. Try to turn your hips a little bit, bring your feet apart a little bit, just to find where your zone is that you're comfortable. And that is your fighting stance at this neutral stance. So neutral is we're not doing anything yet. This is just me ready to throw. My techniques are ready to receive and block techniques, okay? So me, when I start to move, I'm getting into my bounce. Now, remember, when I hear people talk about bounce, they always talk about, they think that it's all, I got to jump up. I jump up to bounce. Well, it's not that. It's actually, I start from where my neutral stance is and I'm actually going down. So you bounce down and then you just return. So it's actually not hop up, it's down. When I come back up from the down, that is what's making it look like I'm actually hopping up, but I'm not. I didn't go anywhere. So I'm just here and I just bring my weight down. Over and over again. Down, 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 down. That's where our bounce should be. So remember, bouncing isn't a hop, me trying to jump. It's me bringing my body weight down every single time. So I'm here and I'm fighting and I just drop my body weight. That is where the bounce comes from. Here. Bounce, bend my knees a little bit, drop my weight. Bend my knees, drop my weight. And it looks like I'm bouncing or going up because I'm just going back to where I started. I'm not going higher than where I started. Your neutral stance is your highest point, and then I just drop down and come back to my highest point. So it's actually down. When I bounce, I want to drop down into my bounce, okay? So when you guys practice that, make sure when you throw your techniques, you always want to build up to your technique. So any technique you're trying to practice, let's say trying to practice my front leg roundhouse kick. Well, I'm going to do it static first. Remember, static is no bounce. So I'm here in my neutral fighting stance, and I'm just going to have my kick, throw my front leg roundhouse kick. Bam! And set it back down, okay? That's it. Remember, my back leg should never move. I see a lot of this, like slide up, kick. Remember, we don't want to slide up. We want to be able to throw our kick from here. The only thing that this back leg, this bottom leg should be doing when I do my techniques is pivoting. Heel always face the person. So if I want to throw a roundhouse kick, I just want to turn my heel before I hit the person. So that's all I want to throw my roundhouse kick. My heel that's on the ground is what hits the person. Pop, like that, and then I come back down. That's the only thing it does. It doesn't do like a stutter step or anything like that. So going back to bouncing, so I'm dropping my weight, and then that puts me in my bounce. Now, when I bounce, I want to make sure I'm able to move back and forward with my feet staying the same distance apart. So I should be able to move back, keeping my feet in the same angle. This is neutral, of course. But when I'm trying to move out of the way of different techniques, those are when the steps that come in. So remember, if I'm fighting somebody, I'm here, have my rhythm, dropping down, I'm ready to move any direction, follow them, any direction, move around, kind of skating around. That's what I want to be able to do. We're not talking about movement, that's when you step out of the way. Right now, we're just trying to get that neutral. He's not hitting me, I'm not hitting him, we're just going back and forth. Now, when you guys practice these techniques, especially when you guys get the bounce, I know our videos, we only show you guys how to do the techniques or whatever, but it's up to you guys, like, okay, Sensei Jamie showed me bounce video, put my music on, and what I like to tell everybody, just practice each side a song. So if you have a song that you like, somebody you usually work out to, hey, track 1, this side. Just practicing my bouncing, moving forward, moving backward. Forward, backward. Forward, backward. The whole song, looking forward, backwards. Forward, backwards. Now we're gonna speed it up, go faster. Forward, backwards. Forward, backwards. Keeping my body weight up and down, because keeping my feet apart, my toes should be able to move my body without moving my feet, without putting my feet together. Remember, whenever you're fighting and somebody sees your feet here together, it's hard for them to understand which way you're trying to move. But if I'm here, and every time I'm trying to go forward, they're gonna see, oh, he brings that up, and he steps. Or he brings his back, and he steps. So they can kind of see your motions, okay? So, weight has to go up and down. Now, the thing that we don't wanna do when we have our bounce in is kind of give away our movement, or we kind of show them when we can't move, our vulnerabilities. Those are the people who, there's two things that happens. You have the side-to-side bounce. The side-to-side bounce is one of the biggest ones. Pet peeves, when I see people, when I compete all the time, I will see somebody do that, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they're going to get hit a lot today. Because I could see, wait. So I see it a lot. The person's weight is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the back and forth motion, that means all the weight, all the weight, all the weight. I'm just gonna wait till all the weights on this foot move one direction, they can't get away from me, or I'll wait to all the weights on this foot, all the weights in, they can't move anything. So I usually wait, as soon as they're bouncing back and forth, I wait till they're here, and that's when I go, because then they can't go back in the other direction, so they kind of run into my techniques. So when you're practicing your neutral bounce, and you're here, nice and relaxed, you're able to move back and forth. I'm not going back and forth like this. I'm not putting my weight here, not bringing my weight back there. It's gonna be hard to move that way, okay? Another thing I see is your hands. So remember, your hands, you know, should be used to get your opponent off your rhythm, not give them a rhythm. So a lot of people I see, they have their hands out, they have a great neutral position, but as soon as they start bouncing, this hand goes up and down. It's almost like I'm doing jumping jacks. And if that person wants to do a side kick, they're literally just watching my hand. Side kick, side kick, side kick, side kick, side kick. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to bring this hand up and down. It's literally like, go ahead, hit me, hit me, hit me right here underneath. Or they'll wait till my hand is down to try to hit me in the head. So their hand hit me, down. So as soon as that hand goes down, that's when people will throw smarter smarter fighters throw that technique because your hand is going up. You're basically letting them know what your rhythm is. So that neutral bounce is all about keeping your own rhythm, staying relaxed, keeping your hands focused. Okay? So once again, like I said, you want to just get on some your favorite songs, put your headphones on, and just bounce to the rhythm of the headphones. And then when the second song come on, switch, do the same thing on the other side. Just going back and forward. Back and forward. Just each side, one song. Do that every day, and then that's gonna try to get your rhythm to where you don't have to think about it. That's the goal.